Hey, it's Kevin. Thank you so much for coming by for the No BS social media chat. We saw it over the holidays a couple of times, and well, let's be honest, you're not going to be as big a social media star, celebrity as these folks. There's some lessons to learn. Over New Year's Eve, Mariah Carey did a horrible performance on ABC's New Year's Rockin' Eve. She was lambasted on social media. I mean, literally, the meme started rolling in within 15 minutes on social media. Steve Martin had written a little tribute to actress Carrie Fisher on her passing, and people chastised him for calling it sexist. And it's bound to happen. You're going to make a social media mistake. You're going to make a social media gaffe, and people are going to call you out on it. So, do you panic? Do you ignore it? What do you do? And I wish I could say there was one school of thought that was the right way to handle things, but in all honesty, there's not. Upcoming President Donald Trump will often either ignore it or will then bash people back. He'll go right back at them and just say, if you don't like it, you don't get it, you don't understand, I don't care about you. I don't know if you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to build your social media fan base, whether you're a recording artist, whether you're a media personality, or whether, again, you're just a small business person. I don't think you're at a point yet, or at least I hope you're not at a point yet, where you can afford to offend too many people. Now, take that with a grain of salt. That doesn't mean don't come out and stand for what you believe in. Again, I've worked with many people who have certain political beliefs and moral beliefs and just beliefs in general about life that they're going to stand by. And they're not always popular beliefs, and that's okay. But I think it's important for you to know where you stand your ground and when you don't. In the case of Steve Martin, he took the offending tweet down and deleted it and apologized for offending anybody. Mariah Carey basically just thumbed her nose at everybody and said, get over it and move on. And, the haters are going to hate, and the people who love you are going to continue to love you. I think you have to ask yourself, where are you at in your social media life as to, do you have enough strong fans? Do you have enough of a fan base to upset anybody? Recently, I had posted a picture mentioning the passing of a graffiti artist, and I put up the wrong picture of graffiti. It wasn't his, it was the mural next to his. And I got chastised pretty quick. So I took it down. I was like, no big deal, no apologies accepted, just boom, took it down, and it went away. That was something minor. But we're seeing it more and more now, and I've talked about this, where we're becoming a little bit of a bully culture with social media. Everybody wants to be on what they believe is the side of not political correctness, but just on correctness. They want to be right, and they jump on everybody as fast as they can to chastise them when they don't believe they're right. And it's getting to be kind of ugly at times. And while I don't think we should try to get involved in the ugliness, I think we should try to rise above the fray as much as possible. I think there's definitely something to think about when it comes to being chastised. We've talked about this, and we've touched on it in numerous ways and numerous shapes over the course of the last couple of years. But I think you really need to, when you approach everything, go out and be who you are, and then if you have to apologize later, you apologize later. I wouldn't be so necessarily, I wouldn't be so hesitant to post things for fear it may upset people. So I always told people I'm a better speaker than I am a writer, because I sit there and I will look over every written word and say, okay, can this be read a different way? Can this be read the wrong way? Will this be interpreted the way I want it to be interpreted? Can you read between those lines? And to be honest with you, at times it was crippling when I was growing up, because I spent so much time worrying about what people were going to read between the lines other than just throwing it out there and hoping I explained it properly. You know what? With social media, whether it's 140 characters on Twitter, whether it's a picture, whatever it is, mea culpa. You can always apologize. You can always say I'm sorry, or you can all tell everybody just to get over it and move on. There is no one school of thought, but I think you really need to look at your individual fan base, your fans, your followers, your friends. How strong are they? How fast are they willing to ditch you? And is it worth, standing on a moral high ground sometimes, whether you're right or wrong, to prove a point? Can you just sometimes, even though you don't necessarily mean to say, hey, I'm sorry I offended you, I didn't mean to offend you, and just move on? It's funny. Social media is so important, yet in the big scope of the world, we all know it's really not. But I think it's becoming more and more important, and that's both a blessing and a curse. So something to think about when you're backed into a corner, when you do something that offends some people. The question is, if you offend one people, hey, I'm sorry you felt that way, get over it and move on. If you offend a lot of people, then you come to a point where you take it down, where you apologize. Whatever you do with it, you got to figure out what you're doing, and you got to do it quickly. That's the key. You can't just wait and then deal with it later, because, the storm that blows up around it, the haters are going to find more haters, they're going to challenge more haters and get more haters involved. And Well, do you really want that? Just food for thought as we start a new year. Back next week with the No BS Social Media Chat. NoBSSocial.com, the website. You can find us on YouTube, find us on Facebook. Wherever you're watching this week, I ask you to come on back again next week. We're going to be here throughout the year 2017 and beyond to help you with social media. You want to get a hold of me, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an email, whatever it is, phone number, email coming up here at the end of the video. Thanks so much. Back next week. Bye.